faith seems to play a role in expanding imagination. But how do you think this works? Do you think more of it can be done? And how do you suggest that we get people to actually understand what is at stake and how to do something about it?
Probably the best thing I've learned in the last 10 years about faith comes from 1 Thessalonians in the New Testament, where Paul's writing a letter, and he's writing the letter to the Thessalonians, and he's saying that when Silvanus and Timothy and I came to you, we had power, we had the Holy Spirit, and we had true conviction. And what I learned from that is the best thing I've learned in 10 years about faith and growing is when I go to a difficult place or I'm in a difficult situation, I take a prayer partner with me. This is a practical thing. And it's something that Jesus did, Paul did. They were very seldom ever alone. The only time they were alone when they were with God. But they always took people with them. And Paul says, do this. When two or more are gathered together, I'm there. If you do this, you have power. And I can't tell you how many times I've been to North Korea, the Congo. When you meet and you go to difficult places and you see people dying, and the power of two or more together, and what happens is every morning we get up if we're on a trip and we would pray before the day would start. And then when we go in, if I'm meeting with somebody that's really poor, a mother or something, or I'm meeting with the prime minister, my friend who's with me, I just introduce him as an agriculture specialist, which he was, but he's praying. He doesn't tell the person he's praying. He prays. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that conversation turn around, where we leave the country, and not because we have sparkling personalities, it's because, you people are different. This is some of the best conversations I ever had. It's because of what I learned from Paul, that when you take a prayer partner, you have support, you're stronger, you have the power with you, and it really works. I mean, it's the most amazing thing that I've learned in the last 10. It's so simple that there's so many lessons that we can learn from the scriptures, but we bypass them because they're too simple. They don't work. And I find that when I face a difficult situation, like a fast, if I ask other people, if I get people to pray with me, I don't have to announce it to the world. The power is there.
Is it okay if we just ask a quick follow-up question? What if people don't see their fast as necessary? How do you get either faith or something else to help people to see that something's wrong at all?
Well, you know what? I do the things in front of me. I don't try to save everybody. I try to, I just go, and I do, and I pray, and I try to be led by the Lord. Not every issue, I can't find an answer to every issue in the scriptures. I mean, the far right, they love the moral majority, they used to love to do a voting record on congressmen, and they always had 10 votes every year, and this is the far evangelical right, and out of 10 votes I always maybe got 3 right. So therefore, because I only vote 30% of the time, I can't be a Christian. But I'm looking at some of their issues. One of the issues was corporation franchise tax, and I'm thinking, I'm looking in the scriptures for what Jesus says about the corporation franchise. I can't find it. And so that gets back to one of the issues you said, that you can use religion in such a way that is so odious that it turns people off of God. And those are some of the things that are being done today in American politics and a lot of other places.